Hi guys, this is Mrs. Hill. This is our fourth lesson on our book, Owlbert. I think this has been a fun story about our characters Nicholas and Owlbert. And Nicholas wanted a pet. His parents weren't really into him getting a pet. And then he found this orphaned owl and started taking care of him. So today we're going to find out if Owlbert stays around to be Nicholas's pet, or if he went to live with another family of owls. So before we read, let's take a look at the questions for this part of the story. This part of your skill packet is the second page of your skill packet. So as you log on to your skill packet, at the very top of the page, there's a forward and a backward arrow. If you'll push the forward arrow, that'll take you to the second page where you will find the questions. There's 3 questions on the second page. The first question we'll look at today. We will find the answer between pages 30 and 32. This is a 2-part question. The first part, how did Nicholas's parents find out about Owlbert? What did they think of him? There's 2 parts to that question. We will have to compose 2 sentences, and we will do a little bit of strategy as we restate part of that question to begin your answer, and then you'll plug your answer in from information from the story. Okay, so we'll do that on 2 sentences because that's a 2-part question. Okay, the next sentence, the next 2 questions, these questions just need your opinion to complete the answer, and on that we are going to restate the question. To begin the answer, we're going to write a nice complete sentence. So the second question, what would you do if you found an owlet? And the last question, if you could have any kind of wild animal for a pet, what would you choose? How would you take care of it? So we'll come back, we'll highlight the part of our question that needs to be restated to begin our answer. We'll get that part of the assignment started, and then you will provide the information from your story that will complete your answer. So those are the 3 questions we will work on. So the 4th lesson in our story starts here on page 26. We're going to do a picture walk. We'll look at the illustrations let's go back a page. So if you remember here, we left yesterday's lesson off. Nicholas was building Owlbert a house, and he found a hollow log. He found that. He hauled it home, he put it on a wagon, and he was taking it back home, and he started making Owlbert a house. So the illustrations, I think, are just great. So as we look at today's illustrations, it looks like today Nicholas is looking inside of the house he built for Owlbert. Still up in the treehouse. The next illustrations, Owlbert looks like he's got something in his foot. Here's Nicholas and Owlbert. Looks like they're having a conversation, doesn't it? Look at that look on the owl's face. Then it looks like Nicholas and Owlbert, looks like they're eating hot dogs. Maybe this is his mom and dad over here. I don't know if owls eat hot dogs, but they're having a hot dog. It looks like they're out in the backyard. And look at the last illustration. Looks like there's Nicholas, maybe his mom and dad, and here's Owlbert. So let's see how the story finishes up, and we will check and see where Owlbert decided to live, or where Owlbert gets to live. So again, let's check out the last page of illustrations from yesterday. We left off yesterday. Nicholas was building Owlbert a house out of a hollowed out log. And then today, eventually it happened. The time came for Owlbert to look after himself. So one night, Nicholas left the log door open. Later, he climbed the tree to check. It's a pretty snazzy little house, I think. Owlbert was not there. Will he come back? He wondered. It was a long night. In the morning, he found Owlbert in his log again, and decorating the treehouse platform were the remains of a finished meal. So he's got something here in his foot. Nicholas had not lost him as a pet. Owlbert was free, but still a friend. So it looks like he caught something and he was eating it, doesn't it? Look over here. One evening, Nicholas and his family were having a barbecue. Just as Nicholas was about to eat, Owlbert swooped down next to him. His parents were amazed when the two friends shared a sausage. So they're eating sausages over here. I thought it was a hot dog. His name is Owlbert. He looks after himself, and he lives outside, Nicholas explained quickly. Owlbert, his father chuckled. I like the name. He's amazing, exclaimed his mother. So now his mom and dad kind of think this owl is cool, whereas they, earlier in the story, were not too keen on him having a pet. To this pet, they could not say no. So Owlbert became part of the family. I don't know if you were expecting that conclusion to the story. I kind of wasn't. I thought Owlbert might go on and live with another family of owls. But Nicholas got what he wanted after all, and he got a friend and a pet in that baby owl that he rescued and made a home. So we're going to head back here to page 30. So our first question, how did Nicholas's parents find out about Owlbert? What do they think of him? So the first part of the question, we're going to use this part of the question. Nicholas's parents found out about Owlbert. And anytime you've got a verb, we've got to turn this into the word found. So that is past tense. So Nicholas's parents found out about Owlbert, and then we will fill in the answer. So I'm going to get that started for you. I'm going to use this as a sentence stem or as a sentence starter. Now, we've got to have a transition word. I'm going to use the word when to tie the subject of the sentence, which is the first part of the sentence. We're going to tie the back part of the sentence together with this transition word. And I think I wrote too big, but this is our transition word right here, when. We restated part of our question, and then we're going to fill in the answer. So, Nicholas's parents found out about Owlbert when Owlbert swooped down next to him. They were having a barbecue in the backyard, and Owlbert swooped down next to him. So, you can fill the answer in right there. The second part is, what do they think of him? So we're going to use this part. They think of him. I'm going to fix this one so it's going to be like a fill in the blank. Let's see. Let's do this. They think he is blank. So I did restate part of our question to begin the answer. They think of him. They think he is, if you look right here, I like the name. He's amazing, exclaimed his mother. So I think that fulfills that answers that question for us. They think he is blank. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to mark right on that. They think he is blank. So fill in your answer here. What would you do if you found an owlet? I'm going to highlight this part right here. That's what we're going to restate. Anytime the word you is in a question, you've got to change that to I, because you have to take ownership of the answer, and you've got to change that pronoun to I. And we will say, if I found an owlet, I would, and then you're going to fill in your answer. There's no right or wrong answer here. You're just simply going to tell me what you would do if you found an owlet. Okay? And the last question. If you could have any kind of wild animal for a pet, what would you choose? How would you take care of it? So there's two parts again. We're going to use this part here, and we're going to restate. We're going to change the word you to I. If I could have any kind of wild animal for a pet, I would choose blank. And then you can fill in there whatever kind of wild animal you think you might choose. And again, with this comma being in the first part of our question, it kind of made it a compound sentence, if you will. Using both parts of that sentence to restate that in our question, it kind of looked a little funny when I did it for you. If I could have any kind of wild animal for a pet, I would choose. And then we're going to fill that in with whatever you would choose. Then you're going to say, how would you take care of it? We're going to use this part. We're going to change that you to I. Then we're going to start a second sentence. I would blank. And you're going to fill it in to take care of it. Okay? So again, if you need to pause the video, if you need to go back and rewind any part of the video, if you need to get in touch with me, I will be available through Remind. I'm always available through there. If you have any questions, do your very best on getting these sentences using capital letters, using punctuation. And as we practice restating part of that question to begin our answer, it will get a little bit better for you. I realize it's hard doing it across a video and using a skill sheet. Do the best you can, and if you have any questions, you can always get in touch with me. Thanks a bunch.